What if the greatest threat to your faith isn't persecution? What if it's comfort, convenience, not prison, not violence, not even laws, but algorithms, corporate culture, social pressure, the quiet fear of being excluded? Because in today's world, no one has to force you to deny your beliefs. All it takes is silence. Stay quiet long enough and slowly, you begin living a life that no longer reflects who you truly are. That's what makes modern Babylon so dangerous. It doesn't demand surrender overnight. It trains you to surrender gradually, piece by piece, moment by moment, choice by choice, until you don't even realize what's changing. In the book of Daniel, King Darius issued a decree. For 30 days, no one could pray to any god or man except the king. The goal wasn't just control of behavior, it was control of allegiance. Because when a system demands your ultimate loyalty, it doesn't just care what you do, it wants who you are. And the consequence for disobedience? The lion's den. Immediate, public, crushing. Most people read that story and think, well, that could never happen today. But look closer, because these days, you're not thrown to lions. You're ignored, silenced, excluded. But the message is the same: conform, or pay a price. And that pressure usually doesn't sound like stop believing. It's more subtle than that. It's don't say it out loud. Don't stand out. Just go along to keep the peace. That's the spirit of Babylon. A system that rewards conformity and makes conviction costly. Today, algorithms shape more than what you watch. They shape what feels acceptable. They decide what gets amplified, what gets buried, who gets celebrated, who gets attacked. And over time, people learn the rules. Say the approved thing and get rewarded. Question the narrative and risk becoming a target. So people adapt. Not necessarily because they change their beliefs, but because they fear the cost of honesty. And this doesn't just stay online. It follows people into workplaces, friend groups, and communities. Belonging starts to depend on what you're willing to say yes to. It becomes, will you signal loyalty? Will you affirm the culture? And if your convictions don't fit neatly into that system, you're faced with a choice. Stay quiet, compromise, be politically correct, or lose comfort, reputation, and belonging. Because Babylon has never just wanted behavior, it wants allegiance. Most people don't abandon their values in one dramatic moment. They drift, one small compromise at a time. You stay silent once to avoid conflict, then again to protect your career, then again because you don't want to be misunderstood. And eventually, you're living two lives. One version of you in public, another in private. And over time, even that tension starts to fade, because the line between the two begins to blur. Then one day you realize, you didn't lose your convictions all at once. You traded them away, piece by piece, for comfort, for approval, for safety. And Babylon loves gradual compromise, because what force cannot accomplish, comfort often does voluntarily. But this is what makes Daniel's story so powerful. His courage didn't begin in the crisis. It was already there, long before the decree, long before the threat. When the moment came, Daniel didn't have to decide who he was. He already knew. Scripture says he went home, opened his windows toward Jerusalem, and prayed as he had done before. That line matters, as he had done before, meaning Babylon tried to reshape him and failed. And that's the real battle today. Not whether culture exists, but whether your identity is rooted deeply enough to remain steady under pressure. Standing firm isn't about being harsh or argumentative. It's about refusing to trade truth for comfort. You can stand firm and still love people well. That's why deep down, many are exhausted, because they're constantly performing, curating opinions, editing convictions, managing appearances, trying to belong without standing out too much. But here's the reality. Both integrity and compromise have a cost. One costs you comfort, The other costs you yourself. And Scripture gives a clear warning in Revelation 18:4. Come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sins, so that you will not receive any of her plagues. This isn't just about leaving a place. It's about refusing to be shaped by a system that opposes God. It's a call to separate, not physically from the world, but spiritually from its influence. Jesus never promised an easy life. In John 16:33, he said, "In this world you will have trouble." But he didn't stop there. He also said, "Take heart, I have overcome the world," which means the pressure you feel is not greater than the victory he already secured. So the goal isn't to escape the pressure, it's to stand firm in the middle of it. Because peace isn't found in blending in, it's found in staying anchored to Christ. If this message spoke to you, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss what's next. Stay rooted and stay strong.